I'm in the shed. Yes, I am. I was just jamming out to some music a little bit there. Sit down, getting old. Oop, I'm on this speaker here. Maybe I shouldn't be sitting on it. But I'm in the shed. I just filled up water right here, as you can see. Got my two IBC totes, 275 gallons apiece, but they're not full, but pretty close. Cleaning up the shed today, trying to get it all situated. I got to move some stuff into it um, just to clean up a little bit because I bought my property. I live in my house now, and the shed's got to be cleaned up because I got a bunch of friends that want to camp out here. So I'm gonna let them, hey, bring your stuff and camp. Uh, but that's it today. I mean, it's pretty windy out there. The truck is filthy, dirty because dirt roads suck. Pavement is great, but dirt roads suck. Um, yeah, it's crazy. I think I hurt my finger. I don't know. I was picking something up and it just didn't feel right. You know what I mean? The Solex is really dead right now, so I don't have any power to it. I turned it off so it could charge. It's been running the trailer and keeping it going while I'm not here. Getting ready to move that. I got to clean it out. I'm gonna start doing that today. I'm getting ready to go get some more cleaning supplies so I can start cleaning it out because I got to move it here shortly. I'm dusty, dirty. Still got power in the shed though because I have my Jupiter from Harbor Freight. See that right there? My Jupiter power inverter. Basically, I got one solar panel, which is actually operating that one. Get up real quick. Got to turn it off because I need it to charge up. But I got my Jupiter uh, inverter. I got two of those. I got actually one in the van. I think it's a Jupiter. No, that's not a Jupiter. Uh, but this one's just a basic. I want to say it. Inverter. It's like 2,000 watts, I believe. Yeah, it pops 115 volts, of course. No 240. Can't be hooking up the trailer because blow it up. Running off of two AGM batteries. It has done its job very well in here in the trailer because it's supporting the water and the lights. I don't have them plugged in right now, but it supports the water and the lights in the trailer. And I bought that at Harbor Freight. I can't even remember how much I paid for it. It wasn't that expensive, but the Jupiter inverter works very well, especially off grid. And of course, my Anker Solexes, which pulls all the power. How's it going, everybody? The Anker Solex. Uh, I can't say anything. I've lived on an Anker Solex for the past 2 years, and it has provided the power for my trailer. It can even run the air conditioning. I bought an Anker Solex battery expansion pack on top of that, and it just works perfect. I even had the 2600 Anker Solex 2600, and that one ran the trailer. And it doesn't run the AC. You can't run the AC. You can't be trying to microwave on the 2600 because it just you're pulling too much power and it's gonna die. Hello, somebody's waving. Gotta. I'm just looking, but yeah, the Anker Solex, awesome, awesome, awesome. I mean, it's good for off-grid camping. Perfect, especially if you got enough solar. I got 800 watts of solar on the shed, and I had actually more. I had a total 1100 watts coming in at one time. Now, when the sun goes down or it gets cloudy, it fights it a little bit, but uh, can't say anything else about the Anker Solar. And this is a 3800. Now they got the F3800, and then they got the F3800 Plus, which you can actually charge and use it at the same time. Now the 2600, what's up? But the 2600, you can actually charge and use at the same time, but it doesn't. You can't be running your microwave on it at the same time. You'll burn. It just clicks off, and then you lose power. Now, one thing I did notice, I just noticed it. The 2600 came with a like a multi solar panel connector. It's like you can hook up like 5 panels at one time, and I think you can put like 1,200 watts to it from the solar. So I'm not sure. I have to look that up, but it has worked very well. Now, living off grid is awesome, especially when you got to pay no electric bill. Remember that. I know they want you to tax. They want to tax you to death, but I've been living off grid for the past 2 years, and can't say nothing more about it. You just have to put in the time, work, get the stuff that you need, and do it. If you live in a city, don't get solar put on your house. That's all I got to say, because all you're doing is paying somebody for solar panels and you're putting power back into the grid. Uh, Other than that, like I said, I've been living off grid for 2 years, living in a trailer for 2 years in a travel trailer. Ain't the easiest thing because you don't have a lot of space, and that's what sucks. You only have so much space in a travel trailer. I know people do it. Hats off. Um, but it is difficult. So I bought a house that is off grid, and I love it. It's completely off grid. It's got solar. I got a well, septic, the whole nine. Can't pass. Can't miss. I mean, can't say nothing bad about it right now. You never know what's going to happen, but I have a backup, so that's what I love. Excuse me. Excuse me. Uh, Gas is killing me. The price of gas here in the great state of Colorado, the beautiful state of Colorado, is expensive. They need to quit taxing everything so they can make money off of revenue off of stuff so people won't drive. People are going to drive. You can't stop that. So I think gas should be the same across the country. It doesn't matter where it comes out. It shouldn't be, well, it's more here, more. It should be the same price straight across the United States. And if I was a politician, I'll make it law. But I'm not a politician, so I can't. But gas is too much right now. So I mean, I spent $110 on gas in my truck yesterday. The day before I put in 70 or 60. That's $170 worth of gas in 2 days. So you see where I'm going with that. And this is a Ram 1500. So I guess those guys with those Teslas are laughing right now. They're laughing at us because we are. Hello, my hero 567. How you doing? Let's see who we got on there. Free us. Deck MH5U. What's up? Peace, dude. Lady, ma'am, sir. I can't see. I just see their names. But yeah, gas is kicking my butt right now because I work far. So you got to work far here in this area because there ain't no jobs here. So you got to go somewhere to get a job. And I do that every morning. I'm up at 3:50 in the morning, getting ready, and then leaving about 4:20, and then I'm at work. I try to get there early because I'm retired military, and when you worked in the military, if you've been in the military, got to get there early. Here's the Broncos logo. It fell off my flag. Let me show you that. Used to be on that. Used to be up here. I don't know. It was attached somehow. I think it was welded on there, and it just one day I shut the door and it just fell off. So, but that's all right. I was watching Truckhouse Life. I don't know if you ever watched that guy. That guy's got some good episodes. I like watching him. He does a lot of fun stuff. He's always out there, and he probably don't know my channel. He's probably never, I've been by his house. Didn't go to his house, but I was in Alaska in 2024. 2024, I was in Alaska in Anchorage, and his house is on a road that's close. So I drove by and saw it as we were passing by, going to a bar in Girdwood, Alaska. And I didn't see it really. I just saw the house kind of off the highway and whatnot. And today I was watching this video, and he was doing he had this house on a sled. So he built this so he could pull it with a snowmobile. And he had a lot of problems. This dude breaks a lot of stuff. He fails quite a bit. but he manages to have the right stuff or the right people, or he's got a big presence on YouTube. So when he posts stuff and he has an issue, people come out and help him. And I guess you go onto his Patreon or his Instagram or whatever he's got, and people will come out to him and help him out. And he got him and his girlfriend. They wrecked their other truck. She flipped to the side, and these guys went like 8-10 hours or something like that to pick them up, and 10 hours back and never went to sleep. That was crazy. I was like, wow. I don't know if I could have done that, but if you're close by, I would have helped them out. But we're in the shed. I'm looking at the mountains right now. Beautiful, beautiful mountains. They're kind of small. These are small mountains. These not too large, but the ones that are large are to the west of me. Um, I have stopped making videos right now because my camera is my phone. I haven't really had time to, go out and camp and stuff like that like I used to. But I plan on doing it this summer. And Memorial Day is coming up. So I might have a bunch of friends over here at this spot this next weekend because it's a 4-day weekend. We actually, in our case, it's like a 5-day weekend. It's a 5-day weekend for us, not a 4-day. 4-day is, oh yeah, I guess it is a 4-day weekend. Take that back. It depends on the weeks and the holidays, but there's sometimes we get 5 days off in a row, which is kind of cool. I got to dump the septic in this trailer. I got to take it and get it dumped. I got to disconnect all my walls and everything that I have on it right now. Take it and just flush everything. The mice have just got on my nerves. I've done everything there is, and they just keep coming back. So I got to really, really clean it out again. But, I could sell this thing, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it forever because, it's nice. It's pretty nice. The van's parked over there, just hanging out. Yeah, let me show you what I'm talking about. As you can see, the trailer is just chilling. I put the wall around it so I can actually live in it during the winter time because it was pretty cold. And let me show you my setup here. But I put lights all around it. Doors open right now. There's the van. And Bruce is inside, he's sniffling. But basically I got solar panels on top of the roof there on this side, and I actually put them on both sides. A lot of people are like, what do you put on the wrong side? I got it up there too. I got 2 more IBC totes. More trash. But yeah, I put 800 up there. I had 300. I had 200 down here, so I had 1,000 watts of solar coming into the trailer or into the shed, and that worked pretty good. You go to work, you pretty much turn everything off. You don't have a lot of stuff running except the refrigerator, and then it charges everything up. So that worked out pretty well. And that's where I'm at right now, trying to see somebody walking down the dirt road up there. But that's where I'm at now, trying to, get it all together. I'm going to take the surround down. I'm storing stuff underneath. So I got to take that out, put it in the shed. My friend is going to come out here tomorrow. He's going to look at it because he wants to camp out here. He's going to camp the area. He wants to be out here and damn fly in my face. No, that ain't no fly. But he's going to camp over here next weekend, I think. He might go somewhere else. He don't know. He's like, man, I need to know where you live or where it's at so I can come out and take a look at it. Him and his wife are going to ride their motorcycles up here. And they live far, so we work like I said, I work far from here. But they think I'm crazy living this far, working where I do. And hey, got to make a living. But that might change because, the drive is okay. I don't mind it it's just sometimes it gets rough when you're trying to get to and from work, especially when you work that's, you know, when it's snowing and stuff like that, and you got to go to work and you're up 12 hours and you got to come home and drive for 3 hours, 2.5 hours, you know, you're like, oh my God. But yeah, like, subscribe, hit that bell, as everybody say, get notification so you can see my next live video. I'm just going to do live for a while. And, you know, I got 5G, 5 bar 5G over here. So boom. And it's in the middle of nowhere. Well, there's a tower up there. So there is a tower. They got towers on this highway because a lot of people drive up the highway, which is about 3 miles away from me. So, and I could actually see the tower. I can see the highway, but I can't even hear it. And I'm like I said, I'm 3 miles away from it. So 3 miles deep, 3 miles deep. But I was just jamming out to some music, and I'm gonna show you this speaker that I got when I had my shop. And one of my customers had a starter change out in their car, and they said they were gonna pay me, right? And I said, well, you know, they wanted to pick up the car. I said, well, I'm not just gonna give you the car. And the guy said, well, I got this speaker that I can give you. And then he gave me actually two speakers. It was a sub, like a 10-inch sub, and the speaker box here. Let me show this thing. This thing is awesome. The Tailgater. I've had it for now since 2015. It's 2026, so 11 years. And it still works. And I think I'm going to take it to work because it's, you know, you got to play your own music when you're at work. It says, what's the ILYSA, the King? What's up? What's up? Now I got my 2 septic tanks right there. And those, that's how I was pulling. Like, I would empty the trailer into those septic tanks. I would load them into the truck. Sometimes I just load them in the truck and then fill them from the trailer. But I was getting tired of that, getting them messy. So what I did was I just hooked up the trailer to the septic tank and the little tanks there. And I created this little door in the side. Let me show you. And you can see the dump there. And I did it in the front also. Let me show you. And basically what I was doing is so I can close it up. And you can probably see the right there. Now that one kind of sucks to empty because you got to move your arm kind of crazy. So, and you probably, if you watch my videos for a long time, I bought this trailer for $800. That one, I paid $800 for it. Love it. It's old school. And I'm gonna clean it up, and it's gonna go in the spot where the trailer's at right now. So I'm gonna take all that wood that I got and put it around it and set it up so I can, you know, come out here every once in a while, camp, leave. But that one needs some work. So it can sit here and look pretty. But I put lights. Let me show you that. It's kind of neat. I had pictures of, let me see. A long time ago. I don't know now, but these little lights on the side, what it does is when the sun goes down, of course, they light up the side of the trailer. It looks pretty cool. Orientation is wrong. There you go. And that's what I did. That's what I did to light up outside. And I got them on a fence post also, which I got to go to the store today. I was there, like maybe Walmart or something like that, and get some for my new property because it's dark out there. You can barely see when you're driving through. It's just your headlights. But yeah. So that's my domain right here, my off-grid campsite. This was home for a year. Moved out here last year, and yeah, it's pretty nice. It's peaceful and quiet. There's nobody driving down the road 100 miles an hour. You don't hear nobody's stereo, nothing like that. You're just living your dream. And like I said, I learned all my solar and water and all that watching YouTube and watching different campers and solo, off gridders and nomads out there living in their buses and their cars, and especially not necessarily their cars, but their buses and stuff. And buses, they're now I'm sitting on that speaker, but watching them, the Anchor. I saw a guy, he was building a garage, container garage. He did that, and I saw how he used one of those to power the garage. Now, it probably, you're working on in a garage, you're going to need a little bit more power, but you can take those and, multiples, put multiple back expansion pack batteries to it. I think you can put 6 to every one Anchor Solex F3000, and that's like massive power. The thing about that is that you need some solar to really charge it. It takes forever to charge both batteries. It takes longer, so you might not get as much power out of it as you want. But with when I had the 2600 here, I could actually power the trailer with the 2600, charge it as I'm using it, and be charging the other batteries. So, but other than that, for a camper, if you're just doing a weekend thing, they're perfect. They work perfect, and can't say more about it. I mean, it. Like I said, I've had it for a couple of years now, and this thing has put us through wintertime. Heat, no problem. Running water, taking showers, doing everything, no problem. Internet, TV, the whole nine. And like I said, this one, the F3800, will run your AC. Now it won't run it all day, but it will run your AC. If you have the expansion packs batteries on it, you can probably, if you had multiples, you could probably run your AC all day and your heat and whatever. But I have at the house, I have, I want to say the 350 watt solar panels, and there's 6 of them. And I got a huge battery bank, but it's lead acid batteries, and I think I'm gonna switch that out. So I got to figure I got to figure out the cost to do that and what is it going to take to get that done. So, but right now, it works. We bought the house. Those batteries that were in it were bad. They were so bad. I mean, it was like the worst batteries you ever seen. You could tell, like when you lead acid batteries start getting bad, they start ashing up around the terminals, and these things were so like just nasty. It was like, okay, if we buy this house, you're gonna have to replace them batteries. And the guy didn't want to do it. He was gonna, but he was already under contract, so he had to do something, you know, or he was gonna lose. You know, he could lose legally. I wasn't gonna do anything, but I decided, hey, we got all this concessions for the house. Let's go ahead and help him out so we can get this house because we wanted the house. I mean, there's not too many places you're gonna get that much land in a house for that price. So it's like we got to do what we can to make it happen. So we did that, and we're happy. We got a nice house. Um, Now this, I come by every day. I'm here every day, either in the morning when I go to work, when I come home, uh, trying to keep it neat and clean. I got a lot of cleaning to do because you realize when you're living out here in the dirt, it gets dirty quick. So I try to keep it clean. I'm just, I don't want a trashy area. There's some people around here, they just got trash everywhere, and that's one of the reasons we decided to not build a house here and go ahead and buy a house. We found the house that we got, and it works out perfect. This I want to keep this for just camping because there's a lot of stuff to do around here. I'm not a hunter, but I just like camping. Period. And this is the spot. I'm gonna keep to do that. Um, but this idea, the water totes, I was just like, how can I've seen some guy on YouTube. I can't remember what he was doing. And he's like, yeah, I need water. This is how I got my water. And he had an IBC tote and he hooked it up with a pump and he was pushing it in his trailer. And I was like, there you go. I mean, like I said, when you take from others, you watch what they're doing. I got a fly in here. But you take from others. Really? There's a whole world out there. You flying in a shed. Um, um, I was like, man, you take from ideas from others, and it works. And this worked. I mean, it actually did. It was, most people are scared. Oh man, what am I do? And they go traveling, and they decide they want to live off grid, and they have to come up with many ideas. And basically, like I said, I just watched other YouTubers and the way they did things, and that kind of helped me out. And this is where I'm at today. Um, I was able to survive even when we were on the road. We had the anchor, and I can just plug in. I was staying in RV parks, and I didn't plug in at the RV park, which I should have because the electric bill was kind of high. But um, but that was a temporary spot, and we stayed there a few months, and then because you can't really stay out here because it gets so cold, and they don't want to have to rescue your butt because you have no amenities and you're out here. But we were going to build a house here, so we got a permit to actually stay out here because we were going to build a house, and we decided not to. So we, bought our house, and now we're in that, living the dream, living my dream. Um, but like I said, it's completely off grid. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful house, and I got to build a garage, so I got to get funding for that because I need a garage because I got my van, I got my cars, and just want to get a garage. Got to have a garage, but yeah, but those those things aren't cheap. The Solex F3800 and the battery packs aren't cheap. Uh, but if you can, there's ways of getting them, type buy here, pay here type stuff out there that you can use to buy them. These I actually used Affirm to buy these. Um, I was like, well, I don't own them, nothing on them now, but when I bought them, it was like, I used Affirm many years ago for wheels and tires on my Mustang, and buying the stuff for that, and I would buy it and pay it off, and buy something else and pay it off, and so I've always used them, and they work out pretty well too. That's another avenue of if you pay your bills or you take care of business. I mean, don't go out there and rack up an Affirm bill and don't pay it. I'm saying if you continue, your your buying power grows. You can buy more stuff. Affirm is really good. Affirm. If I was making a video, I can poke. I'm not paid advertisement. They don't pay me, but I use them for buying stuff like this. And you get it. You got it. You just make your payments and you're good. Um, I bought, like I said, when I had my Mustang, the wheels, tires, hood, all the stuff. I mean, I bought so much stuff for that car, exhaust, and that's who I was using. I was using the Firm, and it was like, man, and we go all off grid and whatnot, and I needed a battery pack. I was like, man, and I saw the video on YouTube, and I was like, well, let me try a Firm, and yep, bam, Solex F3800 sitting in front of me, delivered. But those things are heavy as hell. I'll tell you that much. Heavy and expensive. They're not cheap, but you got to find them at the great deals. And I think the price, I don't know if the price is going to go down with all the tariffs because they are made in China, but they are worth it. And you can actually use it as a battery backup for your house. So if you got a house and your lights go out, you can they got a switch box that you can put on your house to kind of like turn off the grid power and turn on your battery. And like I said, the only thing that, unless you got multiple expansion batteries, the only problem with it, not necessarily, you can run the microwave on the F3800. You can run your AC on the and your microwave on the F3800, but it burns power pretty quick. So if you get the expansion batteries, that will help you out and grow your battery pack. I'm going to use this for my house. I'm trying to figure out. I'm not going to use this particular one. This one is possibly going to be just here. I don't know yet. I'm debating on that. But yeah, that one. Um, I'm gonna buy the F3800 Plus, get multiples, and buy expansion batteries because this is just as powerful as the 6 batteries I got at the house right now. Yeah, so I could use that when you run in solar, and like say the sun's out, right? And we get a lot of sun. Say the sun's out, you're out there, the sun's out, and you're running stuff. And say you got 1,200 watts coming in, and you're using 1,000 watts. You're living off the sun. The sun is actually powering what you're doing. Until the sun goes down, then your battery takes care of that. The trailer has a 250-watt solar panel on it, and it actually supports itself. It'll recharge the house battery, so the house battery will run your stuff. We were out in Canada at one of their conservative parks. I can't remember what they called them. They have a certain name for them, and we were running power. I mean, we didn't have the microwave and stuff like that, but we could cook. You can cook in your van or your trailer, and we had power, lights, toilet, water pump, that type of stuff. Running water, I could take a shower, the whole nine in the trailer without even being hooked up to the system. So that's the positive about that solar panel up there. The battery on that trailer is done. I gotta buy a new one. It's handled the winter. During the winter time, I would turn the power off on the Solex so it'd charge while we're at work, and then turn it back on when we got home. And sometimes that would wear the battery down. Sometimes I would turn it off at night. The heater would run during the night. Everything was still kosher. Just I would turn it off so the battery wouldn't drain during the nighttime. So you had to make sure the house battery would survive through the day. And doing that wears it out. So a lot of dirt in my face. But yeah. Um, but it works. I mean, you get a new house battery, you're back on top. But let me show you my Jimmy rigged water system that actually works. And it didn't take me that long to build it. But once I got the idea, the concept, I was like, okay. So I bought these 275 IBC totes. Let me get up here. 275 gallon IBC totes. I said watts. 275 gallon IBC totes from a guy, North Colorado. He had a bunch of them. And I paid $300 for both of them. So 175 a piece. No, 150 a piece. Take that back. And the problem with them was, I wasn't paying attention. I just bought them. I was like, oh, okay, I got my IBC totes. I'm going to put water in and we're going to have water. Well, my problem with these were the actual connections to the IBC totes. Let me show you that. Now, if you look there, that was the issue. I looked all over trying to figure out, well, how am I going to get a connection for that? Now you can, right? You can, but let me show you what I wanted. And I got these two out here. The connections on these, see them, are the smaller ones. Let me show you that. This is the normal size. That's what you can hook up. You can buy stuff at the hardware store to hook that up. Now the problem with the big ones there's nowhere. I was looking for the connectors for it and I couldn't find them. So I had to basically come up with my own idea. So I went to the hardware store and I was like, well, it's like a 3-inch connection. So at first, if you look here, what I did was, hold on, let me turn myself around there. This right here, I basically put it over this. Now, It did not work. It did, but it didn't. It would leak so bad. As soon as I opened the water, it was leaking. So I had to pump the water in. I did that for a while. And then I told myself, I have to fix this. So what I did, I shoved a 3-inch PVC pipe into the hole. I basically, if you look right here, you can see that's electrical tape, y'all. Yeah, when you're living off grid, you got to do what it takes to get things done. Now, the first time, what I did is I stuck this on here, and then I thought I put some sealant in there, and it would seal it off. Now, at first, I was thinking, yeah, it's gonna work. It didn't work. So I was dealing with that for a while. Then I said, I gotta fix this because it's gonna destroy the floor of the shed. So I have to do something. So what I did is I took this, made my own PVC pipe, shoved it in there with some electrical tape. As you see the electrical tape, so I get it stable. Then I put some sealer around the edge, and I was able to put this coupler over the 3-inch PVC. And then, or 4, actually this is 4-inch because this is a piece right here. Now I took that, shoved it over there, and as you can see, it's connected here with a ball valve. That water runs down here, up the tube. Like it'll come up here and I see it. Where is it? It'll come out. Some of the water start coming out of here. Right, y'all see it in there. Then I got this pump, this one, water pressure pump. Got that one from Amazon. And then it goes out on the wall here. Now outside, let's go out there. Bam, I have water. And it works very well.